Brainworks. Emergence of consciousness of brain, body, and cosmos. Basic field of consciousness studies is just littered with all types of crap. Because everybody's trying to do metaphysical explanations of it, say it's not physical. Consciousness is perfectly physical because it interacts with the physical world. We don't know of anything that's not physical that interacts with the physical world. Therefore, consciousness must be physical. Non-material less, non-material yes, but it is physical. Okay, I have developed the five-dimensional unified field theory that works. I've unified all of physics into one. That gives me the physics, the guns go after consciousness. Skip that because I don't have time. Okay, now what I do with my physics is I define life. A life field is a me field. That's a matter energy field, a four-dimensional space-time curvature, complexity pattern. Mind is the corresponding E field for the whole body, and its complexity pattern of actions, electrical actions, all electrical actions of the body. Consciousness then is the B field, the magnetic field, and the A field, the magnetic vector field. These are also super complexity patterns. They're stable, and the three join together: consciousness, the matter energy field, the electric field, magnetic field filled together to make you. That's what you are in the new physics. The scalar B fields that we normally see the lines force for are two-dimensional but additive. They're 2 by 2 by 2, building a semblance of a 3D field because you have an X, Y, Y, Z, and CX field. And the point where they come together is called the A field, the vector potential of magnetism. And that is the only part of us that is extended into the fourth dimension of space. The rest of us, the E, P, and ME fields, all fit the curvature of three-dimensional space, four-dimensional space-time. But the A field is actually our extension into the fifth dimension, which is spatial, of time space. Okay, now these are whole body characteristics, so they're not centered, they're not in the brain. The gut is the functional center of the me field. The brain is just the functional center of the E field. That's why it seems to be electrical. But magnetism is higher order than electricity because magnetism guides electrical action. You see that in northern lights. It's simple. So magnetism is more important than electricity. And of course, any change in electric field causes a change in magnetic field, vice versa. Now, the heart is the center of your consciousness, the functional center of your consciousness. And because it's got the strongest, more neurons supposedly than the brain, and it's got the strongest magnetic field in the body. Now, everything in the universe is just, from a four-dimensional point of view, four-dimensional spatial point of view, everything is just single field potential density variations. Patterns, holograms, or four-dimensional holograms, and then with time they're whole movements in the 5D time space. Now, we have access to all that all the time in the background in our subconscious and subliminal mind. So we're getting signals from the universe, literally, because we are continuous with the rest of the universe in this fifth dimension through our higher consciousness. Now, if you look at there, I say it's a pattern, and that's what we're working with, patterns. It's a hologram, like I say, a five-dimensional whole movement. If you look at point zero, it takes an infinite number, Aleph zero, an infinite number of no thing points that makes nothing that we consider the value of zero. Then you take Aleph one, that would be infinity infinities, that's a cross barcode. Don't know if you can see my arrow, that's cross barcode. Oops, I don't want to go there. Darn it. Well, that's barcode. Then a QR code that we see everywhere, that's a Aleph 2, that's infinity of infinities, higher level infinity. And if you take that barcode, then make that three-dimensional bar cube, that would be the pattern that our brain imprints in the continuum as memories, and that's what it is. Then you have next to that you have the DNA genome, and DNA genome is about just less than a meter long if you pull out straight. We supposedly got all the segments of it, but that's nowhere near enough to tell us to carry our genetic makeup. They need more, and even though it's about a meter long, it's entangled into a little ball-like thing. As you can see, it's entangled into a little ball-like thing that is a cubic nanometer. That's the radius of it, or the diameter of it, is a nanometer. So that holds a lot of information. When you put that three-dimensional QR code over top of that, and you can see that our genome can read our higher consciousness, and vice versa. So our higher consciousness has the whole block in it. Now everything is 3D point by point, for the extent of the single field potential conditions. A DNA strand or genome is 2D barcode tangled 3D knot with magnetic vector A potential. Now memory or thought is 3D QR code with magnetic vector A vector potentials pointing into the fourth dimension of space, and where our higher consciousness is. Lower consciousness is B field. It's only 3-dimensional space. Now this is darn it. How do I go back? Well, sorry, I just touch everything and everything changes. I don't want that. Let's see. Escape. Go back just.
Your left arrow key will take you back. Your right arrow key will take you forward.
Okay, let me slide through. I have to go through this all again.
Go from current slide.
Okay, well, let's go with this, because this is your three-dimensional, because here I can use a cursor. This is your three-dimensional B field. It's the three-dimensional curvature in space-time thing. Your brain is the most complex magnetic field, so that's taking the fourth dimension of space. So your brain is your functional center of mind. The strongest magnetic field is your heart, so it's your functional center of consciousness. Then your gut is the functional center of your me field, matter energy field, because that's where your matter is turned energy and digest food. Okay, now let me get on to the part. There are 8 steps in your brain. When you have a sensation, it goes into your brain. The sensation goes, this is your brain, goes into your brain, up the axons, through action potentials, into the white core of the brain, the white matter of the brain. As it's moving up the axons, the action potential, there's E field increase in the inside, and E field increase acts on the microtubules, turning them into bioinduction coils. And they have a burst of magnetic, a soliton of magnetic pulse between the microtubules and the water medium inside the axons, that the bursts, the solitons interact with each other, causing an interference pattern that alters your magnetic dipoles of the water atoms, and then that becomes a memory. That diffraction pattern becomes a memory, and it's implanted by the A fields of those magnetic dipole, quantized magnetic dipoles. It becomes implanted in the fourth dimension space and stored in the higher dimension space as the pattern. And with that, I not only have memory, I have recall and recognition. I can go through. But at the same time, those magnetic pulses come out. They also go out through the wall of the axon. The wall of the axon is a capacitor, so you have a bioinduction coil and a capacitor together. That makes an LRC circuit, a radio transceiver. It both creates and picks up electromagnetic waves, the whole Maxwellian electromagnetism. So then your brain through the combination of the microtubule and the axon wall become a radio transmitter, creating electromagnetic waves, and go head towards the outer gray matter. At the same time as that is happening, the electrical action potential continues up, down the synapses to the synaptic bulbs and across to the next thing. Now, then all the way up through the net. They go all the way up through the net to the gray matter. As you're going through the net, they are fixed. As they go up to the depth, go across the synaptic bulbs here. Now the synaptic bulbs are guided by the magnetism coming out at the end of the microtubules there. They're guided by the magnetic field through here. Neurotransmitter is going across the next one. Now that sorts, adds more memories together, building ever more complex memories that go up to the outer part of the brain, the gray matter, until they hit the surface of the brain. And the surface of the brain, through the homunculus, they become your self-image, but also your worldview. That comes directly from your sensors. Now, the interference of when they give off light waves, same method, their light waves go inward, light waves from the rightward come outward. They do like a handshake in computers, and they form a hologram, four-dimensional hologram. So what you see watching me is a four-dimensional hologram run by your brain with memories. Well, it comes to, when it's strong enough, it becomes whole brain coherence. The coherence of light waves from the core and the outer cell wall. Now, the important thing is, all this time, you still got your functional cognition. In the background, subliminally and subconsciously, you still have your higher consciousness working. And it's tuned into the whole universe, your subconscious. And so you're getting signals from the whole universe right now, through the fourth dimension, through your A field, the whole A field as a whole. And if someone has thought about you, or someone there's a disaster somewhere and there's enough energy to it, it registers in your subconscious. And it has enough energy because it directly affects you more emotionally now. Then it becomes a cognition. It sets up its own whole brain cognition. But other than that, your higher consciousness, works through your whole body. So then the A field up here in the fourth dimensional space is like your antenna for the whole universe, because that information comes to you through the points in your body, discrete points, quantum points in your body. And then it's collected by your heart through its connection to them. And then the heart-brain communication becomes your subliminal, subconscious, higher consciousness. Now, when you die, all this disappears, the three-dimensional part of it disappears. That leaves your A field pattern. That's your ghost, that's your spirit, that's your spirituality. Your spirituality is based on this higher level, this part of pattern, an A field pattern, within the whole universe and continuous with everything in the universe and the wholeness, oneness of the universe. How am I doing for time? Yeah, I still got time, huh? Well, let me do it. I'm keeping this up here rather than going to full screen because this allows me to go from slide to slide as I'm talking. Now, if we only look at this stuff, your higher consciousness is acting through your brain, and then the heart nerves, the nervous system of the heart reacts with the somatosensory map and gives you your true self. And also, that's what we experience when we have MDEs and enlightenment. We experience the higher dimension. And because the higher dimension is a different geometry than our three normal dimensions, we've been brainwashed two-dimensionally. We don't realize the higher dimension consciously unless we've had an MDE or enlightenment or some other similar experience. Then we're in contact with all the time. That's why people become more psychic, after having entities, and they can enlighten, like Buddhist enlightenment. It was what they called Buddha nature. That pattern was Buddha nature. And when that pattern projects itself back into three-dimensional space, it's called a ghost or an apparition. Now, we are presently evolving. The biologists say we're evolving faster now than we ever have. And what's happening is our consciousness is making us evolve. Our consciousness is forcing us to evolve further and further because of all the knowledge we have. In other words, our brains are full. We need to have our brains rewired. And there are new axons, different types of axons, neurons that they're just discovering. And that's part of the new consciousness. Pretty soon we won't be Homo sapiens, we'll be Homo paradoxus, because we'll still be material, three-dimensional creatures, but we'll have direct access, like an enlightened person, to the fourth dimension and be able to understand better. And that's why there's so many gifted kids being born now. So you've always got 4D input into the brain. And that's handled by the heart with recognition of sensory map and see on this diagram, but also Broca's area. The Broca's area is where we do music, language, harmonies, things like that. The secondary function is helping establish whole brain cognition. That's when your higher consciousness thoughts, say the recipient things, are cognized in the brain consciously. Okay, I think that's about time, isn't it?
Got a couple minutes, and then we'll do Q&A.
Well, yeah, I went through that fast and I thought I would, so why don't we do Q&A? I skipped some things. Oh, by the way, this is posted on my page at academia.edu. I posted it last night, so you can go to academia.edu. See this and all my other articles, like about 90 of them or so. Okay, Q&A.